It's been 6 weeks since we've been sheltered in our homes. Many of us not working, kids not in school, school having been canceled for the remainder of the school year here in Massachusetts, and the prospects of returning to normal are growing more and more dim as this coronavirus pandemic continues to affect people all around us. Um, I, I'm concerned about the desire to rush right back into the way things once were, and not only for medical reasons, but I'm concerned for other and I think more important reasons. I believe that through this pandemic, God is speaking. I've said that before in messages that I've shared, and I think it's very important that we not just rush right through this time um, in hopes of getting back to normal. I agree with people. I don't like what's described as a new normal. I'm not at all enamored with this with the way that life has changed. But at the same time, I'm mindful that God desires to do something new in each and every one of us. That He is calling us, drawing us into a deeper relationship with Himself. That He desires to shape us and fashion us and make us more and more into the likeness of Jesus. And oftentimes, that's not pleasant. The process is hard. It's difficult. It's like clay in the hands of a potter. It's got to be pressed and shaped and molded, and that's painful. That's challenging. My thoughts about this time of crisis and this pandemic in which we find ourselves in this new normal is that we would be very, very sensitive to the voice of the Lord, to wait on Him, to learn from Him, because I believe that God is going to do something uh, glorious, something powerful, something wonderful in the lives of His people, in the life of His church. But we have to be patient, and we have to know that it's not going to be like it once was. It can't be. It shouldn't be. God has something so much better than we could ever imagine. In fact, Paul, writing to the Corinthians, reminds them in 1 Corinthians 2 of this reality. He speaks about things that no eye has seen or ear has heard, or mind has imagined. And he says that these are the things that God has prepared for those who love Him. Would you just pause for a moment, even now, and just reflect upon the things that God is teaching you and showing you in this time of pandemic, to realize that apart from you being set aside, staying at home, um, experiencing things as you never imagined you would, that somehow, in some way, God is speaking to you, that God is at work, God is shaping you. Just bear in mind that we can not fully grasp all that God intends, but neither should we be so willing and so in such a hurry to return to what is familiar and what we would like to, where we would like to be, that we miss the things that God is speaking to us, the things that God is showing us, the things that God wants to do. And remember, God doesn't work in the ways that we think. Elijah, the prophet, was running for his life and encountered the Lord as he was fleeing from wicked King Ahab and his wife Jezebel. And in 1 Kings chapter 19, he's longing to encounter the Lord, to hear from the Lord. And we're told in that chapter, 1 Kings 19, that the Lord wasn't in the wind, and the Lord wasn't in the earthquake, and the Lord wasn't in the fire, and all the ways and in all the places that Elijah imagined that he would hear from God, that he would meet with God, that he would encounter God's presence. And God wasn't in any of those. And then we're told by the writer in 1 Kings 19 that God um, was in the silence, that God was in the whisper. Literally what that means, that word whisper in 1 Kings 19 is a thin silence. God was present in a most unusual and unexpected way. Let's let this time be an opportunity for us to hear from God, to learn from him, to be shaped by him, to become all that he wants us to be. Let's not be in a hurry to return to what is normal in our experience, especially as it relates to our walk with the Lord. Let's be ready, excited, willing for God to do something brand new in each and every one of us and in his church, for the glory and honor of his name. Praying for you, thinking of you, missing you during this time of being apart. But I'm excited to see what God is going to do in all of us to the glory and praise of his name. God bless you today.